All right, welcome to our presentation about change in organizational behavior. Today, we're going to discuss, uh, we're going to introduce the company first. We'll then and focus on the focal problem that we need to change. We'll then describe any underlying causes that come from this organizational behavior issue, as well as the importance of solving this. We'll discuss applicable knowledge and technical terms. We'll explain the goals of the focal problem and achieving the desired state of the organization. We'll also then recommend whose support we need, why we need their support, and again, the actions required to achieve the goals that have been set. The company we've chosen to do our presentation about is Foundever. They are a merged company between Sykes and Sitel. Uh, they are one of the largest customer experience companies in the world. I worked for Sykes personally, and I left before the merge, but there was a lot of indications that the merge was going to take place. Their mission is to be the best solutions to the best customer experiences in the world for the leading brands. There's over 9 million customer experiences daily, and there's multiple languages supported and 170,000 associates across the globe. So they are a wide company, have lots of global access to lots of companies around the world. The focal problem we wanted to focus on here involves high employee turnover, as Foundever is more of a call center. This underlying causes of this can be low job engagement. There's a lack of opportunity within the company itself. The job fulfillment is not up to the standards of certain employees. And then there's also inconsistent scheduling, as the queues that people need to answer the phone calls in can require the employees to be present at times that are conflicting with their personal lives. Some of the consequences that come from high employee turnover is there's loss of employees, both high and low quality. There's a negative perception of a workplace environment. Sometimes there's stress on more current employees because of the lack of employees that are there. Money being spent is spent on advertising for jobs, on getting new hires, instead of increasing the company's profits and growing in that capacity. The importance of solving this problem involves retaining the quality employees. The more you retain the quality employees, the higher chance you have of customer satisfaction. You also build stronger teams and build stronger management because the higher quality employees stay with the company. They don't leave in search of greener pastures. Another portion that's important to solving this problem is money is spent on building the business. As spoken before, instead of focusing on advertising for the jobs, getting new hires and training, you're able to spend those resources elsewhere to build the business and grow your brand. A part of this presentation involves the knowledge behind high employee turnover. First part is, why is this an organizational behavior problem? Well, organizational behavior, this relates to that because it can cause negative employee attention, negative workplace attention, and employee reviews. There's lack of quality employees wanting to succeed. And then there's more cost for the recruiting team to hire more new hires and to bring in more employees and increase advertising for that. There's also a problem with the subcultures that can arise. Sometimes there can be countercultures as well that give way to this high employee turnover. A couple other problems we wanted to focus on is the perception of the workplace. And perceptions are very key in the success of a business. If there's a first impression that is not great, that first impression is honestly a strong indicator of how that person will react to that business. And the better the first impression, the better the relationship the employee will have with the business. The next is a culture fit. Sometimes the mission, vision, and structure of the business itself does not correlate to the employee, and sometimes the employee struggles with that. And by having employees that don't live the culture, both in and out of the workplace, it causes a hindrance again to the progress of the company. Some knowledge we wanted to talk about in regards to high employee turnover is that this company, from my experience, has lost over half of new hires in a month due to the training process and how poor it was. Sometimes the employees expressed frustration over the workplace culture and the structure itself. a lot of times, because there's so many employees there, there's a lack of growth and mentoring from the managers because their time is divided elsewhere in helping the call center run. Also, because of the manager's lack of attention to their employees, the employees can sometimes feel left out and they don't feel involved in the running and the mission of the company itself. Some technical terms we wanted to make sure that were understood as we continued were employee turnover is the number of workers who leave a company over a certain period of time. Turnover rate is the percentage of those employees who leave. Organizational culture represents the shared assumptions, values, and beliefs that show employees what's appropriate and inappropriate behavior. Another technical term is the company structure system. It's the system outlining how the activities are organized and directed to achieve goals. Mission statement involves the statement of purpose describing who a company is and what it does. By providing the employees, though, the knowledge of those technical terms as well, they'll be able to understand their importance in the company. And some of the quotas that we have is providing these employees would be a sales target, something giving motivation to the employees to have. Others would be a salesperson or a team should achieve. So a team goal, maybe organizational goal that maybe help drive the employees in individual performance. Last would be has a specific time. There's a time frame where there's a specific time to achieve certain aspects or do certain things in the goal itself as well.
Thank you. Next, we're going to move on to the desired future state. And really all of that is the vision of the organization. So the vision of this organization, put simply, is our mission is to be the solutions and the team behind the best experiences for the world's leading brands, which we talked about, whenever and wherever needed. Of course, we know simple is rarely easy. That's why we invest in creating innovative and human-centric capabilities designed to deliver competitive advantage for you in the moments that matter. And in order to have a vision, we have to create a change. So why is this change worth it? It increased employee retention and created a positive atmosphere within the company. When people leave, because turnover is always part of an organization, it's bound to happen, they will have positive things to say about the culture, structure, and perception of the workplace. That will then lead to others who are influenced by the employees who left to apply for open positions and within the company. There will also be an increase in higher quality of work performed because each employee feels valued and respected and lives the vision of the organization in each customer interaction. So once we have the change, we want to make goals. And these SMART goals that we have decided are to reduce employee turnover by 15%, cut back on hiring new employees by 5%, all within 1 year. So the before and after state of company, if SMART goals are met, is the hiring process is elevated to reflect the standards of what employees the company wants to employ. Training and coaching opportunities are more frequent and detailed to better show employees that managers care about them and wants them to succeed. So how will SMART goals remedy the problem? By elevating the hiring process, there will be fewer new hires who are needing a job and more new hires who want to grow within the company. It will also increase employee satisfaction and perception of the company because of the work that is done by the managers to cultivate an approachable atmosphere and increase employee satisfaction.
Thank you both. So now we want to talk about support. How are we going to be able to achieve those goals? So whose support do we need first off? We need a director of operations. We need the recruiters to be on our side. We need the culture team to be with us. And we, last and most importantly, we do need our coworkers to be on our team. So how do we gain these people's support? Well, first we need to identify the benefits. What is going to be worth it to them? Then we need to develop a plan of how to achieve those benefits, how to see the change. Then we need to collaborate with our stakeholders, make sure they see the vision, and we communicate that vision with everyone else as frequently as we can. And then lastly, we want to measure and we want to share those successes. So convincing, we need urgent need for change. That's what we need to convince people of, that it's urgent. We have to gather the data and the evidence. We identify those pain points. We connect those with our values and our vision, why we're changing it. And then we communicate again, clarity, conviction. We have to get it out there and make sure everyone understands. So what are some of the actions that we're going to be taking? Well, some specific actions to remedy this problem are, we're going to have scheduled monthly meetings with a manager. And then if those that are going well, we're increasing job responsibilities through enrichment for each individual employee. And then we're going to make sure that the whole team benefits from this enrichment. So in these monthly manager meetings, they're going to be brief, they're going to be direct, they're going to be formal, maybe no more than 15 minutes. Then you answer the question, does the employee show an understanding of their responsibilities? If yes, great. Do they have any problems that have arisen since the last meeting? If so, address those. And now lastly, if they are getting enriched, if they're adding responsibilities, what kind of a reward would they prefer to be rewarded with? So when you increase these job responsibilities, you have to do a little bit at a time. And it's only if they're already exceptional at what they are currently doing. And then lastly, again, each enrichment comes with a reward or a raise. So if we want to make sure that they'll succeed, we have to make sure the whole team benefits. That means if each employee can achieve the goal, then the team gets an entirely different and larger reward. So this would help coworkers, encourage them to help each other. This will encourage coworkers to also ask questions when they don't want to be behind. They want to be able to do this together. They want to achieve the team benefit. And in relation to theory described in the course, job enrichment. So that's more responsibility to an employee, an increase in pay and other benefits, and help employee feel fulfilled and engaged. One-on-one meetings with managers. This will help employees feel valued. Feedback is received often. Employees can be praised more often, and any issues can be handled more easily and quickly. So the timeline is managers and employees will meet once a month. The employee will go over their responsibilities each meeting. Managers will offer feedback and opportunities for employee growth. And we believe that we can do that within 1 year. Thank you.